this summers. But that 6 month of gap at my home, that mental problem, that mental trauma, each and everything just shifted everything to the next year only. And so the last and the closing question or point, that what are the factors, like main factor that can influence the into the matching into the residency, the match?
I think, yeah, I think, see, the main factor, if I have to sequentially name it, the
Yes.
main factor is scores. If you have a 260, you already have an edge. Because, see, I'll tell you a very insider stuff, which I didn't know until I applied, until I was deep into the second cycle of my match. So they use filters. Imagine Texas Health Resources, where I matched.
Yes.
Imagine Texas Health Resources receiving 1,000 applications. Okay, that's just a very basic number. They might be receiving even more. 1,000 applications are received on September 27th.
Okay.
Okay. Can you imagine how much time would it take for them to go through every part of each and everyone's application? They don't do that and they can't do that. So what they use for the first month, for the first wave of interview, what they do is they have set amount of filters. They will put in a score filter, and then they will put in the number of experience filter. How many number of experiences you have. So they'll put in that filter, they just run the filter, and they finally have 20 applications. The
In
other thousands
15.
of applications are just into the wait list. And those 20, they'll send interviews to those 20 people. They'll interview those 20 people. And then for the second round, they have some spots left. They curate it. Like if they have 20 spots, for each spot, at least 4 or 5 people they call for position. Like for one position, they call in 4 or 5 people. So let's say they just got done with the those 20 people, they interview them. Still, there are 10 more spots. Now, what they do is the second and third cycle, they now pull back those waitlist candidates, and they set different filter for them. Now they set a filter of research experience, or a specific number of LORs, or so many things. Type of university, country. You don't know what that program is looking for. Some program are really against IMGs. Some program are really only for IMGs. My program is only for IMGs.
Okay.
I have my program, the 60 to 70% people are IMGs. So you need to research programs when you're applying also. That's the main factor. Like, know where you are applying. That's the main thing. But I think in sequence, we were on step scores. So step scores is the highest priority. The second priority I would give to is research experience, because if you have cutting edge research, if you have at least one article which is very good, which is you are explaining, you're just choosing a concept which is well known, or choosing a concept able to explain very well in the research article, or maybe a good journal.
Mhm.
So research would be a second one, and then there would be rotations on the third part. Because why am I putting rotations on the last? Because everyone is able to get access to rotations now.
Yes, everyone is
If,
doing the rotations.
yeah, so I'm going to an IMG of India, which is being held on 15th of April this time. I'm sure I'm going to meet so many candidates who have already done 2, 3 rotations for the Match 2024 cycle, or are in the process of giving rotation. So rotation, everyone is having access to rotations. And once everyone has access to the same thing, that criteria goes down. Demand supply. There's more supply, there's going to be less demand for that.
Yes.
Research is specifically a thing which not everyone is having. So there you still have the edge. Of course, scores 260 is not everyone is having. So that's the highest
Yes,
demand
criteria.
criteria for programs. So scores are the most important thing. Then if there's something important, it's research. And then if there's something important, there's rotations. Good
Okay.
LORs. So this is the only sequence you need to match. If you have excellent scores, you definitely match. Not definitely match, but of course, if you are good with your interview
Possibilities are
skills,
higher.
yeah, possibilities are high. But then again, somewhere parallel to research, I would put interview skills. Because
Okay.
if you have great interview skills, if your words are clear, if you show, like if you train really well for interviews, I just had one interview. I just received one interview and I matched. So I can say that at least have the required skills of, because I worked really hard on my interview skills. I know that I had that only opportunity and that, pushed me hard for, I didn't use any interview prep tools, but I had my cousin who was a doctor, so he helped me a lot. He
Mhm.
knew the process because he himself got 11 interviews. So he also had a lot of experience with that. I reached out to Gaurav, my friend, and Manik, who already matched into a program.
Yes.
So I gathered a lot of resource and then I practiced a lot on people, how to put your point, how to be very clear with your words, because you have very less amount of time. You have to stitch your story in that specific amount of time. If you fumble, you're gone. It's a sad story, but it's a sad truth. But if you fumble on your interview, you don't get a second chance.
Okay.
So it's that important. It's almost like you're entering a prometric center when you are clicking the button instead of entering the interview. So be very well prepared for interview, because you can even beat a candidate having 250 if you have the right interview skills. Because if they call you for the interview, it means after that point
Yes.
they don't really care about your scores. If you have the interview, you owned it, and they are really looking forward to get you matched if you are able to put in your words in the right place while interviewing. So definitely work very hard for interview skills, as I would say. So that would be on second, parallel to research experience.
Research programs.
Yeah,
Okay. Mm,
I think,
I think most of the questions and most of the doubts, especially for FMGs, is now are now cleared.
yep.
And I don't sell any kind of add-on or any kind of like add-on points you want to give for especially for FMGs, because this podcast or this interview is dedicated to FMGs only, because content and information about normal Indian medical graduates is available on YouTube. So like n number of authors, not say authors, like n numbers of creators are there to give points or tips, like study like this and this and this. But for FMGs, I don't think there is any kind of content, because we have to find randomly, we have to contact random people, and we have do random kind of research to find what is better for this subject, what is better for this and that. So any kind of special tip or special, like any kind of tip you want
Yeah. So I'll probably try to summarize everything that will help FMGs understand the
to.
process. So see, the first point I have for FMGs is begin early. Like if you are right now watching this video and are a medical student as an FMG, if you are very sure about USMLE, then don't look back. Don't look towards NEET. Don't look towards any other country. Decide that if you want to go to US, you want to go to US, because it's a demanding journey. You can't do multiple things at a time. So if you
Mhm.
want to go to US, start your USMLE journey. You have to take that risk. You can't be on both the sides. Like I'll do this also, I'll do that also. You can't do that. It's impossible for even 270 scorer. So decide your journey. If you are really want to go for USMLE, start right now. Then the second tip I want to give to FMGs is don't fall for any resource. UWorld, Boards and Beyond, and First Aid Book for step one, and White Coat Companion for step two, and UWorld Annotated. These tools are only tools that I have personally seen. Even if like I'm not a very good scorer, but I have friends who have scored insanely high. and I know their journey and I know what they did because I shared drinks with them, I shared dinner with them, so I know the inside stuff that they did. So what they did is, I'm telling you in the camera, only these tools. Don't fall for any other resource, especially the social media resource, the social media questions and courses. Don't fall for that. It's just, you'll just waste your time. Probably it will gain you more knowledge than a good scorer, but they don't really care about how exceptional you know about a single topic. They just care about, do you know all the basics of this concept? And you will prepare you with all those basics to, get you a very high score. So I think choosing the right resource, starting early, give your step exams when you are in med school, at least one step exam, finish off with that step exam when you're in med school. If you're not able to do that, it's okay, but start early, give step exams as soon as possible. And third point is, choose your hospital and your physicians wisely in the US when you're going for rotations, because that is something which you're investing a lot for, because you'll also spend for Airbnbs, you'll spend for tickets. There's a huge amount of monetary aspect to it. So try to choose what's right for you when you feel right. Sip on it, sleep on it, and choose your consultants and your rotations very wisely, right? And just to give a heads up, I mean, you can take these agency-based rotations, one or two, to enter the US, probably get an experience, but then always try to look for university-based rotations, because they are quite edgy in terms of giving a weight to your CV. So, and research. Like, you have at this point of math cycle, as of 2023 math cycle, and moving ahead towards that, from here, you need research on your CV.
Yes.
Don't fall for anyone who says like, okay, you don't have research, it's okay. You apply, you do 8 rotations, you match. Instead of increasing your CV in terms of rotations, try to make your CV complete by putting every aspect in. So research is definitely, at this point, research is important and it's necessary. So involve in research. It's a hard fact. If you can't find research, I can't do anything about it, but you will have to find research. So start doing it.
Hook or crook, you have to find research. That means.
Yeah, yeah. Find research. That's the way you have an edge as a personal candidate, personally. Like, I I can personally say that my article was on Langerhans histiocytosis. So I am the author of that content, and I can explain that on my CV in a better way than any other candidate who's competing with me. And then interview skills to finish
So
off.
scores, research, and interview skills, and then last come the rotations and all.
Rotations. Choose rotations wisely. This is like very simple and the only needed summary you need.
Simple structured plan, you can say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Work really hard for your STEM exams. That helps you a lot, because my friend Manik Madan, he had exceptional scores. Like, he
Yes.
was on the very top percentile. Even people in US didn't score that much. And I saw firsthand how many interviews he got, how less of a resistance he faced. And basically, he even matched into a university program. So,
The
you
top
know,
program, top program,
yeah,
top result, top score, top. Everything is top there.
exactly. So it's a sad fact. If you have low scores and someone is having a higher score, you can maybe cry on it a little and go to sleep, but that won't change a fact. I'm
Yes.
being crystal clear. You are in a bad spot, definitely, if you have low scores.
Okay.
You will likely fail a math cycle also. Keep in mind, it's better to keep these things in mind and not get depressed after not matching than just going in blindly and, riding the wave kind of thing. Just know this for fact.
Okay. I
Yeah.
learned a lot from you, sir. Today I learned a lot because I think I know most of the this USMLE aspect, but you give me a more vision about this, that like this you have to go, because according to me I was doing couple of things wrong, and talking to you makes me then realize that yes, this was really wrong. You are like literally wasting your time in this. So I was literally wasting my time in couple of things, and now I'll look forward to it, because all it's after almost 1 year I have to give my step, and
That's
then
why I say,
a
see, that's
long
why I
process.
say, take your advices from someone who has failed. I have failed one cycle, and even someone who has failed 3 or 4 cycles will be even a better teacher than me. Those who
Yeah,
have matched in one cycle, they don't have enough stuff to, they don't have an experience to share. They just
what
matched in
went
the first.
wrong? Like what went
What,
wrong?
yeah, what you can gather from them is probably right tips to ace the USMLE exam. But beyond that, if you are in a position if you are in a position where you finally have an average score, then listen to those who have failed. Listen to people like these. There's a psychiatrist whose name I forgot. Uh, Zishan Mansuri on Instagram. He failed a lot of times. He even did his MPH second graduation from a very good university, and then he's right now at a Harvard level program. He's at a Harvard program. So listen to the stories he's sharing, listen to his life stories. So that's where the gold is, not in the people who matched in the first cycle because they didn't see any resistance. Take exam tips from those people, but just
Learn
broaden
from
your vision.
learn the
Yeah.
experience of who, for the ones for which everything went wrong in the first or second place.
Yep. Yeah, so I think that the summary that we just discussed is the ultimate summary that you need. And then there are a lot of factors which can go awry here and there. But then you have to buckle up and just own it. You know, it's like when you turn 30, you finally have to make financial investments in life, right? You need to buy
Yes,
a home, you need to marry someone. So those are also very high risk taking jobs that you're doing or decisions that you're taking. So life is not easy in that way, and USMLE journey is not easy in that way. So you have to be willing to take the risks. You there In my journey, I lost a lot of money in a lot of way and stuff. But if I keep calculating that, I'll just sit at my home and probably be where I am right today. But so, you know, there can be a lot of dead investments in this journey. There can be a lot of one shot investments which just get you matched in the first time. If you match in the first time, congratulations, it's like huge win in your life, it's a big thing. But if you don't match in the first time, you just got stronger.
yes, I can relate that.
If you didn't match the second time and you're going in for the third time, you are even stronger. So just focus on that.
And sir, after all of these things, like from entering your medical school in the very first year, the first semester, first day, and till now, like you have matched and about to leave to start your residency, do you think that, do you ever felt, or like what are your views, like how you feel that is this entire struggle, entire hard work was worth it after
Was
getting,
definitely
like the spot you are currently now in? You ever think, like, do you think that this entire struggle was worth it?
it was definitely worth it. I mean, there can be no more worth than this in my life because going to US was my dream. I finally can work with my cousin, with whom I was just talking all this time. I can finally interact with good faculties. I can even, I can do a lot of things which I just imagine. There are a lot of things which I don't even know that I can do. So it's definitely very rewarding. It feels really good on this side. If you guys are on Twitter, just try to follow me. And I have a tweet on explaining my whole journey. I have written in very clean words. So during this whole journey, my father was faced. My father faced a really bad health crisis. Right after I didn't match in the first cycle, I came home. I got to know that he was detected with a cancer, and he had to go a radical surgery. And then, you know, things went awry here and there. I had to be there for him. And it turns out finally that he didn't have a malignancy, but he had a very rare condition. And my first article is based on that. He was my first article patient. So we wrote on that, and I think you just build on your bad experiences or your failures and just try to improve and find ways from that. So it's uh, it's rewarding, definitely.
Yes, and I've seen the post of you and your father, couple like 3 or 4 posts ago. You were describing the whole thing, and you also shared previously when you published. I was following you since last year when I was there only. So at
Okay.
when you published, I also read your articles and your tweets, your question. I used to go through them, but I don't have the guts. I didn't have the guts like to text you like, sir, I want to do an
See,
interview.
that's what I'm saying. Just keep texting people randomly. That's how you'll connect. Because people don't have time. See, people won't communicate with 10 people a day out
Mhm.
of random. You will have to approach them. Don't be scared to approach. Don't be scared to text. Don't be scared of your language, because in US a lot of positions are scored by IMGs, and
Mhm.
most of the IMGs are not so good at English,
Yes.
at speaking English. I have seen Caribbean students struggling a little bit with English, but those students turn out to be great residents, turn out to be great consultants over the process. So English is definitely, don't consider it as a bad.
Mhm.
So even if you don't know how to approach someone, just look at the templates over the internet of how to write a letter of intent or how to write a letter of interest in that sense. So don't be scared to mail people, because if you don't mail, they will never know that there is Manish
Someone like
Singh
you.
existing somewhere in the whole. So yeah, keep texting people. So see, you kept texting people, you finally found me, Gaurav, as a person. Now,
Yeah.
fortunately, you're making a video, but if it was just a dinner discussion, then you would be only the one who knew the stuff. So yeah, keep texting people, keep emailing people over this journey. Annoy people. That's the way you go. Yeah.
I was like a very like kind of awkward or shy kind, like whether to text sir or not. He might be. I was planning to text you since February. Since February,
Oh, okay.
I was thinking that whether to text or not. Oh, he might be busy with this matching and stuff, and he will be tensed. And then after your result came, then I saw that you matched in the Texas. I was thinking that okay, I should text, and I just wrote the text and no, okay, delete it. He might be busy with this, like managing all the paperwork, and he's about to travel to US. Why to disturb him? And one day I collect like okay, let's just text. If sir is not free, he will just tell me that I'm not free now. We'll do later, and okay, then
Yeah.
we'll just about it. So I definitely finally texted you on Instagram.
Yeah. I'm really fortunate because I also feel good that even if a couple of people are getting access to this video, they'll learn something.
Yes,
And
definitely they will
I'm really
learn
happy to help
different
my
things.
FMG friends.
The RF, FMG, entire FMG community.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining and giving your valuable time. And once again, sir, congratulations. You are about to live your dream life. You are planning to
Thank
go
you
to
so much.
US, practice medicine there, and you are about to travel. So thank you so much for coming here and sharing your valuable experience with me. And we are looking forward to do more this kind of interview in the future with some more relatable topics. And
Definitely. Thank you so much. I enjoyed this session a lot.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, guys, this was the last part of our USMLE video series, and it was a very fruitful, healthy, and productive conversation with Dr. Yash. And if you guys want to connect to him personally, I will leave down his Instagram handle in the description box. You can connect to him personally also. And still, if you have some doubts regarding this, any kind of USMLE journey, and if you want to connect to me personally also, I will link down my Instagram handle also in the comment in the description box. And you can also text me for some your doubts or queries if you have. I'll be more than happy to help. And now I'm looking forward for more such type of informative videos or podcasts for you, and it will be a great help. So do subscribe to my channel and like my videos, and you can also share my videos if with your friends, with your colleagues or brother sister who is like pursuing this USMLE pathway. It will be a great help for me, and I'll see you guys very soon with another interesting video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.